Hi guys, it's been a while. Today we are going to cook jollof rice, like the simplest jollof rice anyone could cook. So if you are broke or you don't have much ingredients at your side, this is basically the little you need to make a tasty jollof rice. So these are my ingredients. So the first thing that I do when I'm cooking like in a small quantity of jollof rice with not much ingredients is to cut my onions. I used 4 small onions. Then I used some green peppers for flavor and also for a great aroma. So this is going to be the last thing that I'll put in my jollof rice, but I have to cut them anyway. So here I am cutting my vegetables. I think I used about 2 bell peppers. So I cut each bell pepper into 2 and then I cut them into cubes to make chewing very easy and convenient. So aside the green pepper, I had some carrots. So I decided to also cut my carrots. So for this very recipe, nothing is blended. Okay, I cut everything from the beginning to the end. So my peppers, my bell peppers, my carrots, my onions, everything was chopped. Okay, nothing was blended. So here guys, as you can see, I am cutting or chopping my tomatoes as well. I used about 8 of them, 8 small tomatoes, and I also used 2 sachets of tasty tomato paste because I didn't want the stew to be too much. So here on my board I have my beef, my onions, my bell pepper, my carrots, my Scotch bonnet, and my tomato. And for the oil of my choice, I went ahead to use Firefl for the stew because as you can see it's cholesterol free oil. And so the first thing that I did was to fry my beef. I used the white beef because that is what I believe is healthy. The red ones are usually filled with color. So I rather prefer the white ones. So I fry it for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I season it with some rosemary and some other herbs because I don't take in Maggi or any artificial seasoning. So I fry it or I season it with the natural herbs. Then I went ahead to fry my onions. I added my Scotch bonnet and some bay leaves for flavor. Then I went ahead after frying the pepper. I added my tomatoes. Also for the tomato, because it has water in it, you need to fry it till the water evaporates from it because you wouldn't want your stew to be tasting otherwise. So I took my time for it to fry some more before the next thing I added was my tomato paste. That is my tasty tomato paste. So with this one, I also left it for it to fry completely without water or anything being added to it. After I allowed it to fry, I added some salt to taste. I don't usually take lots of salt, and that's my curry powder for flavor and for taste. And then I went ahead to add some blended shrimp powder and some dry fish. So after I'd added all those things, all those, natural seasoning, I went ahead to add my carrots, and then I stirred a bit, and then finally I added my rice. And so this very rice, my mom prefers this rice for her own reason, but this very rice is very tiny, so you wouldn't have to cook with lots of water, just a little bit of water, so that your jollof rice wouldn't end up being like banku or mutu or something like that, or sticky. You just have to put in some small water just for it to like cook, because it's very easy to cook. So once you add your water, you just leave it to simmer. So you just cover it with a neat cloth, then you leave it for it to cook, and voila, that's my jollof right there. Thanks.